Hello, welcome back. Another game review. I try to review as much as I can. Thank you. I've had a head cold for the last 2 weeks. It's been really rough. I picked it up in Portland. But this video, I want to talk about the Atari 50th anniversary collection or celebration that it's called. I've grown up with Atari games. My second console, I guess my first console was an Atari 2600. I used to go to my cousin's house and play the Pong system. So that's a long time ago for a lot of people. Atari, I love Atari. Atari just came out with a new system. I'm probably dating this video now because it's 2023. But they came out with a new Atari 2600. It plays all the old cartridges, everything. You know, I like the cartridges and systems and all of that. I have a NES, Super NES, all that stuff. But for Atari, I think just the getting for the Switch the Atari 50th anniversary or a 50th anniversary collection from another system like a Xbox or PlayStation is just as good. This has, I think it's over 100 games. I think they did a DLC that you can add more games. My favorite game on here, and the reason why I bought this one, was Food Fight, which is a classic game, which I love. Black Widow is another game that I just love. Atari has so many great titles, and the one thing about this collection is they have the 2600 versions, but they also have the arcade versions, so you can play either or. And there's a lot of games that I didn't play when I had the Atari system. I was just a kid, single digits. It was about, I think, right around Star Wars when it first came out, something like that. I could be wrong, but because as you get older, memories kind of meld together. But it has so many games, and even if you just are getting a Switch and like your first game you want to get, you always want to pick up a Mario game, number one, right? But for the money, I would pick this up because it's right now, I think it's less than $39.99, and you're getting over 100 games. So, for that price for 100 games, I mean, it's well worth it. And if you do a lot of traveling, you take it with you, you're on the airplane, you got over 100 games to choose from. I mean, it's just not one cart and one game, and that's why I love collections. I think in 2023, collections were the thing. There's so many different collections coming out, and I own so many of those that came out this year. Because you're getting more bang for your buck, even if it is old school. But you cannot go wrong with classic Atari, old school arcade games. Black Widow, Missile Command, so many great stuff. Black Widow, I mentioned that more than 2 or 3 times already because it's one of my favorite games. And to have the arcade version, have 2600, same with Food Fight. For me, it was just those 2 games. It was well worth the money paying for it. But then I got 98 other games. It was just great, and it brought back a lot of memories for me from when I was a kid. And I think that's what the targeting audience is. But if you're a younger gamer, this is probably good to pick this up to have some arcade history in your collection. Video games now, it's becoming not just about video game play, but it's becoming about history of video games because they've been around long enough. So if you want to taste some history, I would highly recommend this. Recommend it for collectors, recommend it for players and people who just love video games, period. It's something definitely well worth the money and pick up, and I highly recommend it. That's all for today, and if you find this on a great deal, pick it up. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.